you ready? Said your prayers, brushed your teeth. We're ready for Skippy Jon Jones. This book cover is a little different. You'll see him sitting there, and then he changes just a little bit. Look, he's got his mask. And then, let's see if I can change it all the way. And now he's off like he's a bird. Okay, let's get started. Every morning, Skippy Jon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's bird bath." Uh-oh, he looks like he's in big trouble. The lecture went on and on as usual. "You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, not a grouse, not a moose, not a goose, not a rat, or a bat. You need to think about what it means to be a Siamese cat," because that's what Skippy Jon Jones was. "And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was left alone, Skippy Jon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones, I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy Jon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole," Skippy Jon Jones said. "What was that?" So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears, they are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippy Jon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy Jon Jones began to sing in muy soft voice, "My name is Skippy Bambito. I fear no single bambito. My manners are mellow. I'm a sweet Joe. I get the job done, yes, indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jilly Boo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippy Jon come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered his mother. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippy Jon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road far, far away in old Mexico. And look, he must have come out of here. That must be his closet. He came out. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay, caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippy Jon Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangas," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter," said Skippy Jon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why, the mosquito, dude," said Tito. "I go incognito," said Scapito. "Do you like rice and beans?" said Pitillo. "See, I love mice and beans," said Skippy. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Leaning toward Don Diego, El Scapito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Achujipateo!" "Bless you," said Diego. "Gracias," said Skippy. "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yip yippee-yo! It's the end of Alfredo Bazito. Skipito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad Bumbleito." Then all the chimichangos went crazy loco. First they had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. So fiesta must mean a party, and siesta must mean a rest. But after waking, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumbleito for Scapito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos, so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo Bozito, whispered the crowd. El blimpo, Bumbleito, Bambito. See, the Bambitos steal our filos. Not your beans? See, red beans, black beans, Boston bacon, blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Popito added. ¿Por qué? Said Scapito. Because we are full of beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall and in his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero firos. Huh? The dude just wants his beans back, said Tito. And you are the dog for the job. Me? Then all the chimichangos turned towards Scapito, the great sword fighter. But poor Scapito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye the gigantic shadow darkened the landscape, and the chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vámonos, Scamitos! Or it is you, the Benbenito, it will eato, they cried. Skippy stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, My name is Capito Fresquito. I fear not a single bambito. But Alfredo Bazito flew straight for Scapito, until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles! Cried Scapito, as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop! Went the bambito, landing on Scapito's sword. The quicker than one could say chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bazito, the Bumbleito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. Yippee, yippee, yippito, our hero is El Scapito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. But back at home there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy Jon's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Oh my, look at all that. Just in time to see Scapito's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippy Jon Jones, everyone cried. Hola muchachos, he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy Jon and covered his head with furry, purry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs, she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy Jon began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones with my mind on my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, Skippy Jon Jones, called his mama. Buenas noches, mi amigos, said Skippy Jon Jones.